April 2018. I'm sitting at my sister's dining room table in San Francisco, staring at my laptop screen. My cursor hovers over an email I just received. An email from my mom. A week earlier, I sent out emails to friends, families, ex-coworkers, asking them for ideas on what I should do next. I was in search of a new career path. On a whim, I decided to send out an email to my mom. She's not very tech savvy, so it's highly unlikely for her to respond. And yet, she did. My mom is the person I'm scared of the most. Most kids talk about the tiger mom, but I have a dragon mom. She's even born in the year of the fire dragon. And in our house, her word is the law. Growing up, I had this passive-aggressive relationship with my mom. As her firstborn, my mom's invested in me from my education to my career. She enrolled me in personality development courses when I was in 3rd grade to overcome my shyness. She signed me up to the gym at the age of 12 when I started to show a weight problem. She selected my university and my degree. My mom wanted me to marry well, like her sister, who started her career in the bank as a teller, where she then met her husband, a wealthy businessman. My mom wanted me to follow my aunt's footsteps. I tried to do things her way, I swear, but I failed. When I interviewed for a bank job, I got a role in treasury instead. When I tell this to my mom, she says, "Well, who's going to see you there?" This is why our story matters. When we start reminiscing, the think back connects us to the memories of our past long forgotten. Until 2016, I felt I was living someone else's dream. That year, I quit my bank job and my 15-year career to move to South America to learn how to dance the tango, meet Argentine men, and to find myself. But after 2 years of dancing my way around South America and no job or man in sight, I find myself in San Francisco at my sister's at a loss of what to do. All I know is I don't want to go back to banking in Singapore, despite the number of calls I had from headhunters, ex-coworkers, and former bosses. It didn't help that my sister tells me our mom laments to her regularly about my unmarried and unemployed state. I stare at my mom's still unopened email. What does she have to say now? There were only 2 lines. Dear Anna, not everyone can do whatever they want to do, but you can. Our stories matter. They connect us to moments that change us. That moment, I realized my mom believed in me. Our stories can turn our wounds into scars. They help us revisit the events of our past with the clarity and wisdom of hindsight. Our stories can lower our guard. They invite others into our world. As my mom heard this story, she started to understand me. And this is what a story can do. It can transform something simple, like sending out an email, into a moment of great meaning. When I moved back to Singapore in 2019, I started a show called What's Your Story Slam. It's a live storytelling show where folks like you and me share our stories on stage. The stories we tell are moments of change lived by the storytellers. Our stories matter. They tell us that we are not alone. Our experiences, while very different, share similar themes. Whenever I invite people to tell stories on and off stage, they often tell me, I don't have a story to tell. They believe that just because they don't have something momentous happen, like an over-the-top marriage proposal, climbing Mount Everest, or surviving a tragic car accident, they don't have a story. Everyone has a story. We've all had our struggles. We've all gone through changes. I started this story to show that big stories can come from small moments. So, in order to find my story and this keynote, I asked myself these 3 questions. What moments moved me? What's changed? Why is this important to me? Our stories matter. They can help us understand ourselves. Now, the most important story we will probably ever tell is the story we tell ourselves. You know, that story when you're walking the dog or the Camino de Santiago, or riding that bicycle, or swimming laps at the pool. That story. For the longest time, the story I told myself was that my mom was disappointed in me because I didn't get married and I didn't stick it out in banking. But as I worked through this story, I started to realize that my mom's actions are acts of love. She wanted to set me up for success in the way that she knew how. And as I tell you this story, I feel her love. Our stories matter. They can repair our broken bridges. So I encourage you to find your stories and then tell them. Whether it is to yourself, to a friend, to a room full of strangers, or on my show. Find your stories and then share them. Ask yourself, what moment moved you? What's changed for you? Why does this matter? Our stories matter because moments like these matter. Thank you.